Hello, thank you for joining us today. My name is Paula and I'm a Poverty Encounter Facilitator. Today we will be talking with Mario Aguilar, Senior Director of International Ministry Development. He will be sharing with us his first-hand account of visiting a garbage dump in Honduras and the children he met there. Mario, it's good to have you here today.
It's a joy to be with you.
Now Mario, one of the frequently asked questions we have from our guests is that they had no idea people live in open dumps. Could you share more with us about that?
Absolutely. I get that question too. There is, in fact, multiple places all around the world where millions of people live in these type of conditions. It's not just Guatemala, it's all over the world. Hundreds upon hundreds of dump sites where millions of people are making their dwelling in and around these garbage dumps, both for survival but also for work. In fact, my experience here at CHF working in a garbage dump was not Guatemala. It was actually in Honduras. It was in the city of Cihuatepeque where we were exposed to the need and the dangers of living in and serving in a garbage dump.
What's a story that you would like to share with us about that?
Well, there's many. But one of the ones that always comes to my mind is how children in garbage dumps just continue to live like children. But the difference is that they don't have the toys, they don't have the electricity, they don't have video games. They actually play with whatever they can find. I remember this little girl bringing me to her doll, and it was this bold doll missing an eye. But she had so much joy playing with that toy. And then she walked me outside, and he was playing with her little brother, and lo and behold, this little boy was spinning a piece of gum, and he was playing like a cowboy with a piece of gum. But he has so much joy. There was smiles all over the place. And it just made me realize, well, this is just like any regular child. This is just like my son. They're playing with whatever they can find. But the joy that a child has is also contrasted with the difficulties and the pains. I remember walking through the garbage dumps in Honduras and seeing children having to fight with vultures for the scraps. And they're not fighting with the vultures for fun. They're actually trying to survive. They're fighting for scraps to actually have something to eat.
That's pretty hard to imagine. So Mario, we talk about Bruno's story in the Guatemala exhibit at Poverty Encounter, but I understand there's another boy named Bruno in Peru that you met. Can you tell us about him?
Sure, absolutely. We went to the city of Lima, the capital city of Peru, and we visited this place where it's a very rocky, dark mountain, no green, no water, and right there, in the midst of all that dust and the smelly places, there's a little feeding center where churches are coming in and serving hundreds of children. They're serving food to those that need food in that area. So we came and helped out. So we were able to prepare some food and we were able to serve the children in the community. It was my first time doing this with Children's Hunger Fund. And so as I'm helping, I served this plate to this little boy. I asked him, "What's your name?" He said, "My name is Bruno." So I hugged him, I gave him a plate of food, but Bruno didn't sit down with the rest of the kids. He just ran and he went behind our bus. And I followed him. I left the food line and I went behind him, after him, and I found him sitting in a rock. And I got closer and he was sitting right next to this younger little girl. And Bruno was spoon feeding this girl. And I knelt down to be eye to eye with Bruno. I said, "What are you doing?" And he said, "I needed to feed my sister." So I broke down. I didn't want him to see me cry, but I broke down in tears because I was thinking, my goodness, this boy hasn't had anything to eat, but yet he has prioritized. He has seen the need of his little sister as greater than his, and he's serving his little sister. That was so impactful. And it's been 9 years that I've been with CHF, and that story never leaves my mind.